Hi, I'm VarunVG. I'm a student at Latrobe University pursuing Masters of Engineering Manufacturing. I have done Bachelor's in Technology, majors in Mechanical. Today I'm going to talk about the waste produced by manufacturing industry in Australia. Also, how do they adapt the environmental sustainability and practices by following the proper regulation and the challenges they face while implementing environmental practices. Manufacturing waste will be generated in every manufacturing plant. For example, waste from overproduction, defects, inventory, waiting times, overprocessing, and creativity of employees. In 2017, the Australian economy generated 68.9 megatons of waste, of which largest contributors were construction, household, electricity, manufacturing. As you can see that 10.8 megatons of waste was generated by manufacturing industry, out of which major was metal waste 3.8 megatons, organic waste 2 megatons, and 0.8 tons of plastic waste. Also, the waste intensity of manufacturing industry was 105 tons per $1,000,000. Now, manufacturing industry falls under different categories. I will discuss about the prescribed manufacturing industrial waste. Prescribed industrial waste are specific chemical hazards or a dangerous waste that according to the law must be handled and disposed in the specific ways. These are specific prescribed industrial such as waste oil filters, solvents, asbestos, refrigerants. Understanding environmental sustainability in manufacturing. In manufacturing, environmental sustainability is the creation of manufactured products through economically sound processes that minimizes the negative environmental impact, which conserving energy and natural resources. Sustainability manufacturing also enhances employee, community, and product safety. Australian manufacturer planning a long-term future must go down the sustainable manufacturing path. The truth is, many manufacturers, as soon as they hear the term sustainable manufacturing, they switch off, believing it will cost them only money and the only benefit will warm and the fuzzy feeling that they are getting something for the environment. According to the leader of CSIRO, Sarah King, the reasons there are many definitions is because it is variable depending on a manufacturing operating environment. So it is very important companies define sustainable manufacturing from themselves. She said, not enough companies looking closely at their waste streams and their utility bills. From my opinion, the advantage of going on the sustainable manufacturing journey includes reducing the cost. For example, if Australian companies will rethink sustainability for too long, it will not be associated with the environment, but it will be the true measure is a combination of economic, environment, and a social betterment. For adapting the sustainable environment practices, manufacturing industries are using different techniques and ideas. Disposing the prescribed waste, establish a preventive maintenance, adopt a closed loop manufacturing system, volume reduction. On having a look on this table, there is a list of prescribed industrial waste, their concerns, solutions, and the estimated cost they need to reduce or recycle them, and the information about is it is done or will it be done in the future. Let's talk about one of those. Asbestos has the ban in substance in Australia since 31st of December 2003. This is due to the likelihood of asbestos causing many lung diseases, illness, and a death. Asbestos is no longer used in the manufacture of brake pads, clutches, and gaskets, and rare to come by, although it may be present in older vehicles that not been serviced for many years. As a result, it is important that asbestos be handled appropriately when removing, transporting, and disposing of it. While adapting these practices, these manufacturing industries need to work under government regulations and policies. There are various acts and environmental related regulations in Victoria which are important and create a legislative framework for the protection of environment in Victoria and Australia. As you can see, there is a selection of Victorian acts that set out a legislation which governs environmental protection. Environmental Protection Act 1970, Environmental Protection Council Act 1995, Environmental Protection Industrial Waste Resource 2009, Environmental Protection Vehicle Emission Regulation 2003, Sustainability Victoria Act 2005, and many more. The regulations and the management of the manufacturing waste is now governed in Australia by the Environmental Protection Act Waste Resource Regulation 2009, whereas other regulations are focused on resource efficiency, significantly enhanced reuse and recycling, better hazard and risk management, and simplified compliance of industry in 2018. The Department of Sustainability, Environment, Water, Population, and communities undertake research as to contribute to the implementation of the national waste policy. Their slogan is less waste, more resource. The national waste policy provides the basis for the collaboration among the stakeholders to deliver the approaches to national waste issues. This policy was to take in place to avoid the generation of waste, reduce the amount of the waste disposable, and manage waste as a resource to deliver economic, environmental, and a social benefits. Now, implementation of the policy means that waste will be managed in a way that consistent Australia's international obligations and the protection of human health and the environment. Now, talking about different challenges and implementation of environment practices. One of the latest example challenges faced by the manufacturing industry is because of coronavirus. There is a shortage of materials and goods in the market, and manufacturing industry trying its best to generate as much as goods they can. But during this period, the major challenge for them is safety and to make sure that they produce more good with a minimum waste. Invention of new products can also be challenged to the manufacturer. For example, if there is an invention of new fuel, how do they dispose, how do they recycle waste of that? Tackling with the new government laws and the policies in relation to environment protection can be challenged to the industry. Some people are not aware what damage is being done to the environment, or maybe they are aware but they don't really care. So even if the industries want to adopt the sustainable measure, the big challenge that they can face is a cost. I believe that these challenges can also be addressed. For example, related to the cost, if government want industry to adapt the environmental practices, they should provide some funding. The cost of waste reposing or recycling should be covered by that. Also, government should run some educational campaign in order to make people aware about these practices. In the end, I would like to say, be a part of solution, not the part of pollution. Don't be mean, keep the environment clean. Thank you.